That's the good stuff.
Well, Dan, if anybody asks you why we weren't at CinemaCon this past weekend, you got to tell them sorry because we had to go see about a certain movie, and that is a Minecraft movie, which is now finally out in theaters. A movie, I believe, whose trailer and marketing kind of got this cult following before even the film was out. But right now, I'm following it day by day, and it's doing. I don't know if you've seen this. It's doing insane numbers at the box office. I think it was projected to open up with about 50 million, and then now it's maybe 150 million, almost outgrossing what a Mario Brothers movie did. How was it in your theater when you watched this? Because I'm seeing videos of chaos. Did you see it at an early screening? So everyone was a lot more reserved then.
So it was a mix. It was like 2 rows were reserved for press, and then the rest of it was like one of those things where like they'll raffle off tickets or you can enter a contest or something. Um, so we were all like in the back, but the theater was completely full. It realistically, and one of the reasons I think I kind of felt the way I did about it was there was very little reaction to most of it. Like there was a lot of kids there. They weren't even really like they weren't laughing. They weren't. No one was cheering. They weren't like it was just kind of like very. Um, it wasn't a great experience. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll admit to you, I feel like I had a similar experience. My theater wasn't full, which I'm surprised about because it was in Disney Springs. I went to like the very first showing I could, which I would expect a lot of other people to do that. But maybe it was because I watched it on Thursday. Maybe it was because it was on a Friday night or something like that. But I will admit, I also watched the exact same day. I watched Hell of a Summer, the new Neon movie directed by Finn Wolfhard, and I, there was these people in the back who were laughing almost at really every single joke, but weirdly enough, it felt very genuine, like an authentic that they were finding the movie pretty hilarious and they never got on my nerves. And I think what they were doing was really infectious. And I loved the movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. And when I looked at Letterboxd and looked at the reviews for it, I was surprised at how it wasn't as high as I thought it was going to be. But like I said, I think the the auditorium, the theater experience really helped how I felt about the movie. And I think when it comes to a Minecraft movie, for both of us, we're missing out on that. Because I also was in a theater where there wasn't a whole lot of noise. There was like one person behind me, a child, who was like, "Oh, Flint and Steel." One child. So I think that really hurt my viewing experience. Did you grow up? You didn't play Minecraft, did you?
I did not. No,
Do
which
you
means
get
I
the
can't. I'm not
appeal?
allowed to talk about the movie because I didn't play the game. So
Like,
I'll just be silent for the rest of this episode moving forward because I don't want to offend any Minecraft fans. You know.
it's so funny because it came out. I'm trying to do the math, and I've been thinking about this for a while now. It came out in 2011. So what do you think is the prime age for people who have played Minecraft or who've started out playing Minecraft, like 8, 9, or 10?
I would guess. I really like without. I feel like I'm making the most uneducated guess of all time. That would be what I would assume. I guess if you were like maybe you're 10 playing in like 2015, you'd be like 25 now, or you'd be
So
like you'd be 20 now. Um, and I feel like the like 20 to 25-year-olds are the ones that are maybe like really nostalgically going to see this. Um,
I just missed it.
and like maybe if you, I mean, maybe a lot of those, maybe some of those kids are still, if you're 20, maybe you're still playing. I don't know. I have no idea. But obviously, I think still a lot of young kids are still getting into it and playing now. But I would love to see a demographic breakdown of who is seeing this movie. Um, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think you have like the perfect combination. When it comes to the success of this movie, I think you have the perfect combination of viewers because you're hitting that nostalgia bug when it comes to the 20 to 25-year-olds with playing this game. But then I also think like those are the ones that are driving the meme culture forward. Like they love like things that become, relevant, like clips or lines that can become relevant in pop culture. And that's all this movie is. So you have nostalgia and that, and you combine that, and you have $150 million at the box office this weekend.
Yeah, and there's been a few movies recently that have been able to combine or find those audiences to combine to have a kind of recipe for success at the box office with like a combination of nostalgia and then like little kids. Um, and it definitely works, but like at what cost? Because like I'm sorry, this is it's awful. It's terrible. Like it's not. It's just not. It's not it. And I the disappointing part of the movie for me was I expected it to be ironically funny. Like I'm happy to like laugh along with something. I like stupid movies. I think Nacho Libre is perfect movie. Like I'm not someone that can't do that. This was like like if I was not gonna be talking about it, I would have gotten up and left like 45 minutes in, if that. Like I'm gonna be real. So
Like we talked about it beforehand, but we can get into like the cast and crew, which our friend Brandon put out a video and even messaged me about this, which I was shocked by it. But it makes sense. Like the director of this movie is Jared Hess, which you just mentioned, Nacho Libre. Also, very notably directed Napoleon Dynamite, two of the most unique and iconic comedies of the 2000s. So I watched Napoleon Dynamite. I didn't get a chance to revisit Nacho Libre before this, but I told you about it. I also watched a movie of his called Gentlemen Broncos, which is he has such a interesting type of comedy. It's kind of crude, but it's also like very like not memeable, but it's very cringe. Like what's happening makes you uneasy, but that's like the beauty of it. And I think when it comes to this movie, like did you like all like the Napoleon Dynamite Easter eggs? There was also I saw some glutes getting like squeezed like in Nacho Libre. So I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, at least I'm not nostalgia for Minecraft, but at least I can have my little Napoleon Dynamite Easter eggs, I guess.
I guess. I mean, like I don't know. I feel like the entire movie is just like stuff for people to like point at and be like, "Oh, that's from the other movie." Like I don't know. But like, oh, that's from the game. It's just like that's the entire movie. So I don't really appreciate it when that's all you can do. I
Well,
don't know.
when I rewatched Napoleon Dynamite and I thought about how absurd it was, I was like, maybe this could work. Maybe whatever Jared's doing here could work in a Minecraft movie, right? But I think what's bogging it down is what you're saying is he does have to do all these Easter eggs. You do have to make this world super expansive, which maybe you should. But when you have so many different parts that you kind of have to have in the picture, it kind of doesn't allow for any originality from his point of view. And when the opening credits started rolling and I noticed that this movie had five writers, I was like, and I don't think one of them was Jared Hess, which kind of made me sad just starting off the movie right off the bat.
Yeah.
But the cast here. So, what are your feelings on Jack Black at the moment, Mr. Big Nacho Libre fan? How do you think his career has been as of late?
Um, I think Jack Black at this point has been doing what he's doing for so long. It's probably too long, and I think he's like in this movie he's pushing it like to the extreme where like every single line delivery is so preposterous and just like it's not doing it for me. And like I love Nacho Libre. I like School of Rock. Like I don't dislike Jack Black. I just think at this point like it's kind of gotten old, um, especially when like they're not allowing him to do anything else except just be a meme in this movie, basically.
It's funny. I feel like I can hear a little hesitation in your voice about the fact that this is just not working for me. Like I feel like you wanted this to work for you. You can see the appeal, but it just doesn't connect with you. Like what they're trying to go for here, because it does. I compare this a lot, or I was thinking about the Mario Brothers movie a lot while watching this. It's very similar, obviously, video game adaptations. But I think Mario, there's so many different gameplay types. Like you have Mario Kart, and you can have a Mario level, and you can incorporate all that into a movie, like a bunch of Easter eggs. And obviously, there's that here with Minecraft. But knowing Jared Hess, I think they're very self-aware that the movie is stupid, so they're trying to be dumb with the comedy. And it's just like if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, that's unfortunate. Like I feel like you wanted to like this movie and you might get the appeal, and the fact that everyone's just like, you're not supposed to necessarily laugh with it, you're supposed to laugh at it. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think the big difference with like Mario has a story and a lot of characters. Like there's already a story there, so it's so easy. Like easy, the movie's there to be made. Like that was money sitting on a platter for them to take. There's no story here. Like you have to make up some bullshit and just like you have these like vague concepts where like entities that you can just like build a story around, but like there's nothing there. It was never designed to be that. It's designed to be this just like open, expansive place that you can just exist and do whatever you want. And I think that doesn't necessarily, when you have shitty writers handing them that, they're not going to give you something decent. And like you said, I think I could see how maybe it could work. Like, I don't even know how this works for anyone. I don't. I'm sorry. I really don't.
I'm seeing it, all those clips from the auditorium. I'm seeing a lot of it work for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are laughing at it, and I'm just kind of at a loss. Like I don't even know what you're laughing at because it's just like I don't know, man. This is the first time I've ever been like just I'm out of my element with this fucking movie. Like I just don't know what's going on.
I respect that though. I respect you admitting that. I am too. I didn't enjoy it. The 69 didn't really work for me, as it did other people. We'll get into the 69 and in this. But yeah, you said barely a plot. So what is the plot here? Basically, Steve is a guy who was in the real world, went into the Minecraft world, and then lost this orb to save the Minecraft world. It comes back out into our real world, and then it is found by none other than the Garbage Man, right? Yep, Jason Momoa, Garrett the Garbage Man, and him, and also a family of two, which I liked this. I like that it was a brother and sister, and their parents had died. Um, Very reminiscent of another movie that I'm going to mention here in a little bit. But then also Danielle Brooks gets into the picture as well as like a realtor. Very interesting casting decision that we'll talk about. But yeah, they find the orb and then they go to the Minecraft world and try to save Minecraft. That's the gist of this movie. That is the plot. It could be summed up in 3 lines.
Yeah, and there's an army of evil pigs that are trying to stop them.
Can I tell you something? I thought the visual effects looked good, and it's at points. This is essentially an animated movie, right? With obviously a lot of green screen in it. But whenever it was just the animation, I thought it looked very interesting and decent. It's the fact of when you put the humans against the background of it, that doesn't work.
Why not just make the whole thing animated? I don't understand.
That is tricky. I mean, maybe you could have had the comparison of it to the Super Mario Brothers movie. I mean, both movies have Jack Black in them.
You're already doing that anyway. Just do it. Like
Maybe you had to have that extra leg up, something different that you could add to the picture. It's very reminiscent of, I mean, there's a lot of different movies you can chime in here, but another one with Jack Black is Jumanji. This very much feels like Jumanji, and the Super Mario Brothers is the same way. And I'm kind of getting tired of these, the real world, and you get into this like new world, and whoa, look at all this new stuff. It's kind of the plot sometimes that you have to do with these video game adaptations, unless to introduce it to an actual audience that doesn't understand it. Maybe they couldn't have done an actual Minecraft story. There isn't a story in Minecraft, a Minecraft story just in the universe, because how is that going to appease to anybody who doesn't play Minecraft, possibly?
yeah, and like you talked about Jumanji. Like both of those movies, are they the best thing ever? No, but like they're entertaining. You could show those to most people and like they would have a decent time. And that's the thing, like what I said, and all I said when I talked about this was like, if you're just a person who doesn't care about Minecraft, do not by any means go watch this. Like, just don't do it. Like, don't put yourself through that. Like, there's nothing to be had here if you don't have some kind of emotional tie to this movie. Like, if you don't have that, it's not gonna make you a fan of Minecraft. Like, I think that's the difference between good adaptations like this and bad ones. Like mass appeal. I think people are convincing themselves this is so bad it's good, and it's not. It's trash.
I'm curious because the Mario Brothers movie had such a, I mean, I believe it made about $1.5 million at the box office, or billion. And I think the difference between that movie and this is Mario really expands a whole lot of decades, right? There's a very long history with the film or the brand and the games. And when it comes to this, it's only 2011. So I'm curious how much of a drop off this is going to have in the next coming weeks with the box office. Because, like you said, I feel like general audience people are not going to like this movie. But there's a whole lot of people, obviously $150 million worth of memeable lovers and people who actually played the games that went out and saw this. So how long can an audience like that carry a film at the box office? I think that's going to be really interesting to see.
It could be a thing where like everyone who's gonna see it just goes and sees it immediately, and then it's like, who was watching this in week 3?
That
Like
I mean, when you know all the quotable lines,
people are gonna go back and watch it again. Like there's already a billion clips of it online. I'm sure you can watch the whole thing online. Like, you know, that I guess kind of hurts it, but like I don't know. It might be one of those moments where it's like a cultural thing where like people want to go see it to be part of the, you know, humor around it and like just like the meme culture and stuff like you said. I mean, Madam Web made over $100 million off that. So, um,
it's
and
so
that
bad that you got to
Web was
check it out.
Madam Web was ironically the same thing where like when I talked about it, I was like, this is not so bad it's good. This is dead, boring, lifeless. There's barely anything to even laugh at, which is truly criminal. Like that's the worst case scenario for any movie where it's just like you're just blank the whole time. You can't laugh at it. It's not entertaining. It's just nothing. So that's how I felt about Madam Web, and that's how I feel about this.
I don't know if you saw my video or my review on the film, but did you ever grow up watching Meet the Robinsons? Like, did you ever watch that film? I want to make a solo video about that film because it's so interesting and it feels very anti-current Disney because their whole it's a movie about inventing stuff. That's what it's about. And I think they try to maybe do that with the film Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland's a very strange movie with George Clooney that they made in, I believe, 2011, 2012. But basically, the tagline of that movie, like what the inventor keeps saying, is keep moving forward. And I feel like that's very ironic with how much Disney is going to the past and they keep on, banking on what they have previously made rather than moving forward and making new things. Anyways, but that film really reminded me of this movie because it's about also something that I like. It's about an orphan and him like trying to make inventions not only because he loves it, but trying to impress a family to possibly adopt him. And I really saw the similarities in this with the fact that Henry, which is kind of the main character of this movie, it is Steve, but I think the Henry character, what they're trying to do is make him the emotional core, barely one, but that's what they're trying to do. But the fact that Natalie has taken over as his guardian because their parents, or I think his dad maybe left and his mother died. But it's very similar. He wants to build things. He makes inventions, and he's really shitty at them. And that's very similar to how Meet the Robinsons is.
I don't think he's
But
shitty at them. I think he's good. He gets like sabotaged with the.
oh, that is right. That is right. My bad.
Yeah.
Which maybe it would have been good to maybe it would have been too much comparison to make him really bad at it. I think that's the interesting thing about Meet the Robinsons is the fact that you're going to have so many failures, but you just gotta keep pressing on. And if you'll never have a success if you stop at all the failures. It's a really good message. Anyways, the fact of creating things, that is the appeal of Minecraft. That is what they should have tapped into, and they tried to do that with that character, I believe. But when you get into the world and you have to feed 10, 15, 20 Easter eggs. You have to get those moments. You have to get those items in the movie. You have 5 writers to make sure that happens. So whatever story they were trying to go for, I saw it. I saw the potential here. I see the appeal of Minecraft. I know why people like it. It's a very unique, interesting game where you can spend hours, months, and years building something, even though people would maybe shame you for playing video games for that long. But it's really cool. And I think there's a story here, Dan, and it's an IP, and you have to feed that rather than an actual good movie.
Yeah, and I think like what I think could have been fun is exactly what you're saying is like focusing on like building stuff and like creating something that's really cool and like you can do anything you want. You can create visually anything you want as a filmmaker dealing with this, and you just don't. Like give me like the Brutalist in the Minecraft.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, like that's maybe a better version of the Brutalist could have come out of Minecraft. But yeah, like to me that's kind of the fun and like the appeal of this, but it's just not even concerned with that. And I think the like the reason I kind of ended up hating this was like it does stuff that like pisses you off. Like to me, this movie lectures you about like the pigs are like anti-creativity and like what the fuck is your movie? Like you are the pigs. Like the pigs are you. You are the bad guy. Um and the movie like lectures you about like, oh, you have to create stuff that's special and make art. It's just like, what are you guys talking about? Like, did you watch the movie when you finished it, or like what's going on? And also, I also just felt like there's a lot of stuff in here that like I just straight up didn't think should be in a movie for little kids, which again is a good way to piss me off. And like, why is this Jennifer Coolidge storyline in the movie? With her just like seducing this monk from the fucking. Why is it? No, literally, just take it out. Take the whole storyline out of the movie, and it's 10 minutes shorter, and it's better. Or do something else with it. Maybe build something in the fucking Minecraft world where you can build stuff. I don't need to see Jennifer Coolidge making goo goo eyes at some fucking Minecraft. I'm sorry.
I will say that's a good segue though, because I wanted to talk to you about this. What comedy if any worked for you in this? I will say I had to laugh at the line when the waiter's like, "Are you Finnish?" And she goes, "No, I think he's Swedish." I thought that was a good line.
I love
Like that got me. So, was there any comedy in this that worked for you? Did you like Jason Momoa at all and what he was doing? I think
No,
he
dude,
might
I thought
be.
it was
No?
so cringe and embarrassing. Like, why did he take this role? Like, and I guess I mean part of it is like I give him props because it's just like he's there for little kids to laugh at. Like that's cool. But like, man, this character just truly sucks. It's just bizarre, man. Like he used to be like a star. Like he was in Game of Thrones, he was in Aquaman, and then just like what happened? Like I feel like now he's just at his best as kind of like a meme and not taken serious and not taking himself seriously or not being taken seriously. I don't know. Maybe that's what the future of his career is, but like what happened?
Yeah, I'm curious what he has lined up after this. Oh, I know he's playing Lobo eventually for James Gunn. But it's funny you mentioned the fact that he was a star and the context, the underlying context of what you're relating that to, because obviously this movie's going to make a lot of money and he essentially is still going to be a star, just not the type that maybe we thought he was going to be.
I mean, does being in this movie make you a star?
I don't know. I mean, there's a millions and millions of people that see you, and that helps out. That's got to help you out.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. He has a bunch of stuff. I mean, he was in Dune. He was in Fast X.
I mean,
He's got
Fast X. I never watched that, but I saw that. I've heard that he is like the best part of it, and he's doing like an out of the box, outlandish character, and just having a lot of fun with it. And I think that directly translates over to this film.
sure.
He's no longer what Drogo, right, from Game of Thrones. No, no, not as serious as we once came to know him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even Aquaman was like Aquaman is a silly character that they were aware of that, and I think they actually made him too silly. I think that was part of the downfall of that character in some of those movies. But anyway, yeah, just an odd career. Um, odd character. Danielle Brooks like is a good actor. I don't know what the fuck she's doing here. She just came off of The Color Purple, right? Like
I was
what?
going to ask you about that. I mean, cash in your check when you can. I mean,
Yeah,
Hollywood
but
is
I would
notorious.
bet like what does that check actually look like? Like I would bet it's not as nearly as much as fucking Jason Momoa or Jack Black. To be
Well,
real.
no, and it shouldn't be, in my opinion. I mean, obviously they have bigger names than her, but I'm curious what she's going to do after this as well. But I'm glad that she's in something. I mean, as we both know, and we've shared multiple times, Hollywood has a knack for not casting, really dark skinned actresses. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o has talked about it a lot. So I'm glad that at least Danielle Brooks can get a spot in this and maybe take advantage of the spotlight that she had from The Color Purple, because that maybe might go away very soon, unfortunately, as we've seen. So I kind of like not congratulated her. I saw the appeal and I said kind of go for it in my mind. One thing I wanted to say that really pissed me off about one thing that made me mad against the people who really enjoyed this movie, because obviously they're very young, is the fact that, and I saw this on one of our friends' videos that did really well. So there's a big audience that he had that was reviewing or that commented on his review. And it's the fact that a lot of people were laughing at the fact of Sebastian Eugene Hansen's lisp. And they're like, I couldn't stand that character because of that. And that is the one aspect of this movie that I thought was really interesting, is that, I mean, inclusion, right? Diversity, that is something that we don't see. There's people out there all the time that have like really strong lisps. And I thought that was really cool that you cast one of your leads with, that condition. I thought that was really good for people to see. And then everyone's clowning on the actor because of that.
Not
I don't know if that was part of his character.
who
I
the
don't
fuck,
think so.
who cares? Like
I
literally,
don't.
how
A lot
how
of
do
people.
you how do you get yourself to the point that you care about that? Like truly. Like,
Very
and I
small brain.
despise the movie, and I think the funny thing is, I think the kids were the best part of the movie. I think the movie should have focused on the kids. It's a story for children. Let the kids be at the core of it and like focus on them. And they were, I think they gave the better performances in the movie of anyone. I just wish that they got more time to kind of be the stars of this. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
it's funny
That's
because
like people are so fucking stupid.
Emma Meyer's character, she works at like this potato plant, and I didn't know that she hated that job. And then at the very end of this movie, I guess spoilers, really doesn't matter. It's a Minecraft movie. They're like, she did what she really wanted to do. She's now a martial arts like self-defense expert. I was like, I didn't know she didn't like her potato chip job. I thought she was maybe okay with that. I guess it's potatoes. I mean, so maybe it's understandable that someone would like working with them. But I'm a mashed potato guy. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
In the
Uh,
vein of Jared Hess's movies, I mean, what do you got? Tater tots, French fries? Like, what would you choose?
like if I could have one for the rest of my life,
Any type of potato.
for the rest of my life, just I can only have one.
Yeah.
I guess tater tots.
Hell
Probably the
yeah, man.
most cool. There's a lot
I
of
went to
bad French fries too. Like half the time you get French fries, just like I don't know why I have these. These are terrible, but
curly fries.
they're good.
Okay. Better than French fries?
I don't know. I guess maybe the average curly fry is better, but I still classify them as French fries.
I'll say, if you ever go to Cracker Barrel, it's funny. I told my brother the other day that I was going to Cracker Barrel, and he's like, "What are you, 70?" But if you ever go to Cracker Barrel, they have like a loaded tater tot casserole, slaps with some cheese, bacon, dip it in some
Straight
ranch.
up heart disease.
It's all right. It's all right. I don't go to Cracker Barrel that often. I say that, but I actually did go twice in the last 2 weeks. But I'm done. I'm done now for a while.
we went there on a I think we went there on a school trip one time and like everyone got food poisoning. So that was unfortunate.
I will say that was the very first time I ever had grits was at a Cracker Barrel, and it was the most out of the box, felt very plastic grits of my life, and it turned me off the grits for a very long time. Then I went to an actual real restaurant that mixed like chives and cheese and all of this stuff with it, and I was like, oh, this is what can be, and it changed my life. I'm a better man because of it.
I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah, so got a little bit off topic here, but I think we've said our piece about a Minecraft movie. Any closing thoughts? What do you want to say to the people who actually enjoy this movie?
I don't know. Reevaluate. Find Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like we said, if the box office continues to be really successful for it. Only time will tell. I'm happy. I always say this. I'm happy that the movie theater is doing well, even if it is a movie like this that we might not necessarily like. I think you have this rated as a 1 star. I have it rated as a 1.5 star. I'm glad that people are going out to the theaters because who knows? Maybe this will make people go see Black Bag. Maybe this will make people go see Mickey 17 if they have some time.
Yeah.
So any success in the theaters is worth it, in my opinion.
I don't necessarily fully agree with that, but I do get the general gist of what you're saying. And like, if you do find this funny, that's awesome. Like, I wanted to find it funny. I couldn't.
So there you go. You heard it from Dan here. If you have said the term chicken jockey or flint and steel this week, probably many times, then Dan is happy for you.
Yes.
but
Good
but
job.
yeah, that's it on the Minecraft movie. Peace out, chicken jockey.